Hello students, I am back with the fourth video of your science chapter physical and chemical change. Okay, let's quickly revise what we have already learned in the previous videos. Okay, so we know about reversible and irreversible change now. We have seen many examples of the same. Also, we know about physical and chemical change. We can define them, right? Just by giving the definition, you can just very quickly identify whether it's a chemical change or physical change. I hope you all can do that, right? Further, we have seen that every chemical change has been accompanied by a chemical reaction. So we have also seen how the chemical reaction has been written. I mean, what are the reactants, which are the product, what is the product and all, right? And further, we have seen that how this chemical reaction is being represented in the symbolic form, which is nothing but the chemical equation. So till now we have learned all this in chapter. Further, we are going to learn more about chemical reaction, or say chemical change, and its characteristics. Okay, so let's begin. Yes, rusting of iron. Yes, it is a chemical change. Children, you must have seen some iron objects having a brown substance deposited on them. What do you think that substance is? Yes, it is a rust. So rusting of iron is a chemical change. Iron objects like iron nails, iron pipes, iron grills and iron railings, when kept in moist air for few days, they get covered with brown powdery substance called rust. Okay, this process is called as rusting of iron, and as I said, it is a physical change. Okay, two conditions are necessary for rusting of iron, that is presence of oxygen, and secondly the presence of moisture in the air, that is water vapor in the air. At the bottom is the process of rusting, represented by the chemical equation, where you can see that iron reacts with oxygen and moisture to form a new substance, that is rust, which is also called as hydrated iron oxide. So that is a reddish brown powder which is called as rust. Okay, that is 4Fe plus 3O2 plus 2x, that means number of 2 into number of water molecules, give you 2FeO3, that is nothing but hydrated iron oxide with moisture. Okay students, rusting causes a great deal of loss and damage. Okay, it is a continuous destructive process, so we need to prevent rusting of iron. So here are some techniques, or say some processes, methods which can be used to prevent the iron from rusting. Okay, let's see one by one. The first one is coating the iron with paint or grease. Okay, now various machine parts and tools made of iron are coated with thin layer of grease or paint when not in use. Now this prevents them from coming in contact with air and moisture, and hence rusting is prevented here. Okay, the second process is galvanization. Galvanization is nothing but it's again coating iron with other metals. So the process of coating or depositing a thin layer of zinc metal or on iron objects is called galvanization. Okay, now thin sheets are dipped in molten zinc, and then it is allowed to cool to get galvanized iron sheets. Now a thin layer of zinc metal formed on the surface of an iron object protects it from rusting, because zinc metal remains unaffected by air and moisture. Okay, so the iron pipes used in our home to carry water are galvanized to prevent from rusting. Also, the iron sheets used for making buckets, drums, dustbins, and roof shades are also galvanized to prevent them from rusting. Okay, and the last method is by converting iron into stainless steel or alloying. Okay, now molten iron is mixed with the fixed amount of carbon, magnesium, chromium, and nickel. Okay, on cooling it forms an alloy called stainless steel. Now this stainless steel does not rust at all in moist air. So cooking utensils, knives, scissors, and all surgical instruments, if you have seen, are made up of this stainless steel, which when come intact with air, do not rust. So these are the certain methods which prevent the iron from rusting. Okay, children, as we are learning about chemical reactions, let's study the characteristics of this chemical reaction. Okay, these are the characteristics which are already been listed. Change in color. Yes, of course, when a new substance has been formed, you find the color is changed. Then change in energy. Yes, in some chemical changes, the energy is either absorbed or released. So you find the change in energy there. Again, a change in state. The form of the substance changes. So yes, there is change in state too. For the production of smell, or you can say generation of smell. Okay, also releasing of sound and light. For example, when magnesium ribbon burns, okay, it burns with a white dazzling flame, where a very minute cracking sound is being produced with a white dazzling flame, that is nothing but the light given out while burning. Okay, and lastly, formation of pipette. When many reactions, chemical reactions takes place, you have solid insoluble substance being formed at the bottom of the solution, which is nothing but the precipitate. Okay, so all these characteristics we are going to study in detail one by one.